Welcome back to our fourth video of our Zodiac room series. We are in Taurus season, and coming from the Aries room, which was very bold and energetic, this is very calm and earthy. And just to give you some background info, our designer in-house who does all of our photo shoots in all of our Zodiac rooms, she is a Taurus, so she designed this room for herself, and I think she did a great job. And I feel like this room is very fitting to not only Taurus characteristics, but also her.
Nail on the head for the space for me. When I did this research and I came in here just 10 minutes ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is totally a Taurus space.
It really reflects her.
Yes.
And I think it does a great job reflecting all of our Tauruses out there.
Absolutely. So also because of that fiery energy that Aries brings on in Aries season, like to follow it up with Taurus, I read that they're kind of like the cleaner upper from Aries mess. Because Aries like is one of those people that say, start all the projects, and Taurus kind of comes up behind them and finishes them. And that is true as I'm an Aries and Danielle is a Taurus. Like we can see that in our personalities.
They seek completion.
Absolutely.
And they're really good at it too.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a break in this video and show like a snapshot of the Aries room and this room side by side, so you guys can really see the
dramatic
differences.
Yeah. So like Ashley said, this room, this space is very calming and earth tones. A couple of things to carry back to the Taurus. So their spirit color is pink. So the blush touches in this space, like on this succulent,
and the flowers,
in the rug.
Right.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I love the rugs that she selected for this, and I think it's so appropriate that she selected an indoor-outdoor rug as one of her rugs.
Because what's the Taurus?
They are the gardeners of the Zodiac.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's perfect. And then she incorporated some great colors in our Jasper cinnamon rug, which is one of our newer rugs actually.
I really love how she layered it too. Many different textures, and this rug is pulling in from that rug. They really do coordinate very well together.
I love a layered rug moment because then it also defines the spaces, right?
Right.
So that rug is defining the space with the desk versus this is defining the space of the lounge area.
And going back to those earth tones, so it is an earth sign, so very natural for us to come into this room and see all of these earthy tones with the green. Let's talk about the green for a second. Taurus, their stone, their birthstone, their stone is an emerald. So this is where the green comes from.
It's perfect.
Yes.
It's really perfect. And I love how she incorporated some stone into the room with the pair of art.
Right. So we'll get to that in just a second because I think that's going to be a fun game.
It is.
So going back to, as you mentioned earlier, they are called the
Gardeners of the Zodiac.
Gardeners of the Zodiac.
Right.
So naturally, they would have a bunch of plants and flowers in their space. That also brings those earth tones.
Sure, it does. And I think what's great is, like, this is a real bouquet, right, of flowers, which Danielle selected and brought in. And so I think it's great that you have these flowers. We've got flowers over here. We've got plants. And the outdoors being brought in all throughout this space. If you're, I think it's interesting, like sometimes I think we do a room and we know something's missing, but we don't know what it is.
Right.
And the trees in this space really help anchor. And if you're a Taurus, whether it's a tree that's alive or whether it's a faux tree, make sure you're incorporating some of those things. It could be what's missing in your space.
Absolutely. And not to mention when you add flowers, just the aroma that it offers. So it's like a whole bunch of sensory things going on.
Now. So we have a bunch of sensory spring
Yes.
flowers blooming. So I think that's just a natural take on a Taurus, right? They're born in spring. Spring is happening.
And they love those scents. It was interesting, I was reading about one of the tricks for a Taurus is putting orange peel and lemon peel in the disposal to bring those scents into the kitchen. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
So another correlation too is Earth. So Earth is round. So this space, like first of all, it has a globe. But also I read too, coming from so comparing to the Aries was all about points and angles. And this room and Taurus is all about round, softness. And that's just exactly her personality as well.
It is.
Like soft and calm. So let's look at all of these round, like the round coffee table here, obviously the lampshades.
You've got the pillow on the shades.
Absolutely.
You've got the hourglass.
Yes.
You've got the rounded lamp and shades.
Yes. So they don't like sharp edges. So I don't think there are many sharp edges in this room at all.
And we have a reed diffuser. So going back to what you said with scents, not only is that round, but it's accomplishing the whole scent aspect.
Right. We talked about the kind of energy throughout Taurus, you know, and as we're finally moving into spring for us here in Colorado, that's fun to really look through and realize how important that energy is in your home.
Yeah. And tying back to the earth, so Taurus likes to have things that are from the earth. Okay, so plants, we've talked about that. And again, the agate art, that's from the earth. And even like, this is faux marble, but it brings that element of that texture into this space as well. Okay, so the final thing that we want to talk about too is Taurus likes things in pairs. So when I walked into the space, I was like, oh my gosh, everything in here is in pairs. So it was kind of fun for me to go through and like find the pair of things. So first off, like we have these birds here. Also tying back to nature, and the earth and spring, right?
Totally.
Perfect.
Yes. I'm in the morning, I'm hearing these birds chirping. I'm like, oh, spring and summer is coming. So those pair of birds are super cute. Also pairs of things. So like we have these pairs here. We talked about the power of 3 in a couple videos, but here she's really using that pair. Also the pair of art that's matching.
Right.
The pair of trees.
Yes.
2 pairs of boxes.
Yes, 2 pairs of boxes. Right. Like the diffuser and the lamp, pair of things.
And you mentioned they like things stacked in their spaces.
Yes, organized.
Okay,
they like to be organized, and so they like things stacked. And one last final thing that I noticed too. So Taurus is their sign is a bull. So I came in here like, okay, what is the bull in here, right?
Right.
So I noticed on this desk, this is angular, but I think it represents the bull.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
And then Taurus, they're typically a little more creative, right? Did we mention that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I like that this space is all about creativity because there's a desk to write or reflect, do creative things, and then equally you can do it on the shades as well.
And I also read that they're musical, so I saw this record player. Even a CD player.
Well, I guess they're trending. Records are trending, right?
Absolutely.
And I think Danielle, she might play the guitar.
Oh, that makes sense.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So this is our 4th Zodiac video that we've done. And I have to say throughout all of these, based on the characteristics that these guys have been researching on the sign, I just go off of vibes. They do the research and I just...
You do a great job,
I just
too.
flow with them. That the room really comes together with the characteristics. Like you did the research on all these tidbits on they like pairs and stacks and they're an earth sign, and we saw all that come together in this space. And we didn't have a conversation with Danielle about these specific things. They just happened. So if you've been following along with these videos, we want to know from you if you also see how these videos have come together in these spaces just as we have.
And I'd also like to know what your favorite piece of this space is, especially if you're a Taurus. I think it's curated so nicely. So hopefully you're enjoying it.
Refreshing.
Well, it was a lot of fun. As always, we had a great time putting together the Taurus Zodiac room. And as always, everything you see here and so much more you can find at afw.com or come into one of our stores.
Happy birthday, Taurus!